Welcome back to another video from Donnie's Kitchen. Hello, and today is June 29th, 2023. The time now it is 4:09 p.m. here in Donnie's Kitchen. Today's video is going to be about how I make my Pico de Gallo and our tacos. So I already cut up my onion, so I only used 1/2 of a yellow onion and 1/2 of a tomato, but make sure they're hard, for the tomato. And I cut up 1/2 of the cilantro, which is right here, and then I cut up one jalapeno. I sliced it open and I cut it up just like this in strips first. Then I definitely washed my hands before I started this video. And yes, this is how I make my homemade Pico de Gallo myself. And I have the lime juice. It's better to have like a fresh lime, that you can get in your deli department when you go grocery shopping. Definitely remember that. And yeah, let's get started. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. More light. I want to get better light for you all. So I gotta just cut up the jalapeno just like this. You're just cutting up in just like medium sized chunks. Then you're making sure that you put it into a airtight container with a lid. You're just cutting up in just chunks. It don't have to be the same slice, but if you wanted to, then go right ahead. I recommend that. And I'm using a paring knife and I'm using a cutting board. So I got everything on my cutting board for my Pico de Gallo. And once I get all this together, I've got to put this in the fridge and start getting ready to make my tacos. So I just make sure I have my skillet on medium heat for my skillet. And while that warms up, I'm just cutting up this jalapeno. And yeah, that's about it. So I just did a video on my grocery haul from Donnie's Kitchen, and that was from Heartland Grocery Store that I went to just about an hour and a half or two ago, almost 2 hours. Went grocery shopping, and I had to cook dinner now because we have to go to work tonight. Me and my hubby, we had to go to work, so that's why I cook dinner early every other day when I can. And sometimes we just go and do Grubhub, sometimes, but not all the time. But we're going to have to cut back on that Grubhub because since we want our dream to come true is we want to get a house, so we want to start budgeting a lot more better, which we are. So so we're truly blessed and grateful for these jobs. So when you cut up your jalapeno, make sure you get like this off, so when you slice it, you make sure you just slice it after you cut it open. Definitely make sure you do that, and just cut it in like medium sized chunks of the jalapeno. This is just how I make my Pico de Gallo, but this is my first time ever making Pico de Gallo because I normally don't make it, but I was craving it for just like summer. It's summer and I want tacos, something good to go on top of our tacos. So the skillet is good enough warmed up. So you want to take a container with a matching lid. Make sure it fits your container. And so what you want to do is, again, take one jalapeno, cut it in half. But if you want to keep the seeds to also make your Pico de Gallo spicy for you and your family, you can. But for us, we don't like, well, for me, I don't like a lot of spice. And Hamilton likes spice, but he's trying to cut back. So you want to just take your, actually want to take your tomatoes first, because that's how it goes. Because you know how you can normally get the pre-made, Pico de Gallo, but it's easy to make your own Pico de Gallo because that way you know what's going in it and it's not as expensive. Tomato may be like a couple dollars, and an onion, or you can get a bag of onions, because you may need, the onions, for another meal or whichever you decide to do. So just take your tomato. I'm just putting it all in, but it's okay. But then once you get your pico de gallo all together and like that and mixed up very well, you just want to put it into your fridge until you're ready to use it. So I just added my onions. So my onions, I'm sorry, I'll show you. My onions are like in a medium size bite, and my tomatoes is the same thing, medium size. So when you take your onion, it smells so good in here because of this homemade pico de gallo. So it's half of a red tomato, half of a yellow onion, and half of cilantro. And if you want to keep the seeds from the jalapenos, you can, and add them right into your bowl or your container, whichever you decide to do. And now you can add your jalapeno. Oh, it smells so good in here. I love making tacos, but we haven't had tacos in a while. So remember that 2 pounds of almost 3 pounds of meat ground chuck I'm going to use. I'm going to use that into our tacos. So this is our prepared pico de gallo. I'm almost done getting everything off the cutting board. And if stuff falls in your kitchen on the floor, that's okay, because you'll get it up later after everything is served and prepared for you and your family. So now I'm taking my gloves off, putting this in there, just rinsing it off for just a second or so I can get to it, and I'm setting this aside for just 1 second. So this is how the pico de gallo looks. It looks so amazing. So again, it's just, I'm saying it one more time, so that way you'll that way if you want to make your own pico de gallo from home, from scratch, you can. It's a half of a red tomato, make sure it's a good hardened tomato, and a half of a yellow onion also as well. Sorry, I was looking outside my window. Our neighbor's just walking by. I just want to make sure, you know, nobody else walking by. But yeah, it's just a half of a yellow onion, and like I say, about that much of the cilantro leaves. These are just, I just use these, and you cut them up really good in small pieces, really tiny small pieces. Use your knife skills for it. Make sure you use a cutting board, and you put it into a container that you want. And also for the jalapeno, you cut that up, cut it in half, and make sure if you want to have the seeds in with your with your homemade pico de gallo, you sure can. So while that's setting aside for just 1 second, I'll be right back to it. Which I already washed my hands already before I prepped everything. Before I prepped my pico de gallo, because I gotta wash my hands after I touch this meat anyway as well. So I'm gonna get a spoon. I'll be right back. I got, oh no, not this spoon. Alright, I got a spoon. Okay. And you want to just set the spoon right there, set that aside. Now you can wash your hands again because you just touched meat. So. Make sure that your counter is clean, all that's going. Okay, so that's the cilantro, and now you can add. I just add when I make my tacos. I just add just a little bit of the LAWRY'S seasoned salt, and then I use the onion. Because I'm going to add the taco seasoning once this is cooked and drained, so that's just what I do. I just add like a little bit extra seasoning, not too much. So when you eyeball it, just eyeball it just a little bit. Okay, because with the ground chuck, it makes its own oil, so it makes its own oil when you definitely do your tacos. So I use onion powder, garlic powder, granulated garlic powder, and my fave, Chugo my LAWRY'S seasoned salt. Then you also want to add this as well to your seasoning once everything is drained, like your meat is drained. And then you want to add this seasoning into your tacos with at least 2/3 cup of water. But I'm so used to doing it, I just eyeball it, stir it around, and let it go. Okay, and then once that once that water is dissolved, you're going to just let that soak in there with your seasonings and things like that. And there, here you go. So now I'm going to actually take my meat, smash it around, and this is about close to 3 pounds of meat, because me and Hamilton, we like extra meat, or like sometimes we'll take our tacos to work too. So yeah. In the beginning, I didn't add too much of the seasoning because I'm going to be putting this onto my taco meat once it's not pink anymore, and once it's brown, good and drained. So let's continue back onto your homemade pico de gallo. So make sure everything is looking good. Then you want to just take this about a tablespoon, or a half of a tablespoon, excuse me, of the lime juice, or take a real lime, cut it in half, and use your lime squeezer. But I'm just using lime juice. But you can look it up too with Pinterest. Any other recipes, you can just put R to your Chrome. Pinterest or Chrome is a good way to see, look at recipes to see how to make the pico de gallo. So a very little of it, not too much of it. All right, let's start off with that first, and then let's get a spoon. So we can just stir it around. I like pico de gallo because this is what I like to try to make my own instead of trying to get it at restaurants. But if you're at a Mexican restaurant, whichever, and they serve some delicious, pico de gallo, it's so good. So let's give it a try, see how it tastes. I would like to try it before I put more lime in it, lime juice if I need to. Just a little tad bit more, not too much. That's it. It's so good with that jalapeno in it, and not the seeds. But if you want the seeds, you know, you can, but you can make it more spicier. But it's just spicy enough, just right for Hamilton and I. Put this on top of our tacos. And I already tasted it, so it's really, really good. So taste it one more time. It's good. It's right there. So I'm gonna definitely leave this in the description box below. Instructions on how to make the pico de gallo. So definitely make it. And make sure it's on a tight lid with a fitted lid in the container. Okay. Now it's time to put it into the fridge. Be right back. Okay, I got that all taken care of. When you open up things, make sure that you don't need to put into the fridge. So I don't think you do. And also sometimes it has ingredients, recipes on the back of these bottles by Real Lime, you know, or by Real Lime is the brand. You can get this for lemon and lime. So let's see if I need to put this in the fridge. I think I do, but I'm really not for sure. They don't say anything. Put it in the fridge. So okay, I'm gonna leave it out for just a minute until the dinner is being done and cooked. So I'm just gonna take my spoon, check on my meat. Oh, tell me this, amazing guys. Remember that show that it's called Love and Hip Hop Atlanta or Love and Hip Hop Hollywood? I've been binge watching it for like the last couple of weeks. It's so funny to me because, you know, you grew up watching these stars, especially on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. You know, you grew up on watching them, and as they're my age, you know, and in their 40s, mid 40s, or whichever, you know, you're like, wow, oh my goodness, I used to watch you all when you were like little kids, and I was like, I'm coming up to be a teenager, you know, at the time. But it's pretty cool. So I do like that show, but I try not to watch it too much because, you know, I mean, it's just entertaining for me. But the movie we just got done watching was Inside and Out on Disney Plus. So I like that movie. It's animation, of course. You know, I love my animation movies. And now we are watching Hamilton and I. We're watching Monster University. It's on Disney Plus as well. It's animation. It's so cool. So once dinner is being cooked and done, we're going to be watching Monster University again because I like to repeat on my movies sometimes when I've been watching. And also check out the movie. It's called I See You. That's a very good one. And Stranger Things. That's a very good movie. Not movie, but TV show. I like that one. And then check out to Guardian of the Galaxy Part 1, 2, and I think 3 it just came out or it's about to come out. I haven't been to movies in a while, so Hamilton, I do have a date night coming up next week or two to go see either Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade or it's something like that. I know it's the last Indiana Jones movie. Then they got the Barbie movie. I'm so excited about that. I am a big fan of Barbie. I've been having Barbie dolls and Barbie and clothing and the what did I have? I had the comforter. I had the Barbie doll dream house and her car, her Corvette, her pink Corvette, her car, whichever it was. And yeah, I had all those toys when I was growing up as a kid. So now, me being an adult, you know, I can't wait to go see that movie. So I'll be back and continue for step 2. Okay, I'm back with part 2. Step 2. So what I did, I drained my meat. So you want to drain your ground beef or chuck, whatever you prefer to use, your kitchen, your way. And yes, make sure you do that and put your drained meat back into your skillet that you was cooking your meat in. And then I have my 2/3 cup of water, and so you want to get that prepared. And with the prep of making the Pico de Gallo, it took about 15 minutes tops. It may take 20 minutes, depends on how you chop up stuff. You know, for me, I chop it up pretty good. I try to take my time, not too much of my time, but I try to chop it as fast as I can. But yeah, but you know, just chop it up as good as you can, however you want to chop it up, whatever size, bite size, you know, you and your family can handle. So remember, it's 1 jalapeno, a half of a red tomato, and a half of a yellow onion, and half of the cilantro. Cut it up in good, you know, pieces for the cilantro. Use about a pinch or 2 of the lime juice. You can with the real lime, this one right here, or you can get a real lime, cut it up in half, use your lime squeezer and do it that way. And then taste it first, you know, to get just a few bites to see how you like it. Then if you need to add more lime, you can to your into your meat. Okay, into your Pico de Gallo. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, I apologize. I'm getting myself mixed up today. So I wanted to do a video because I haven't done a cooking video in a while because of my work shift, you know. So I'm gonna wash my hands again because I touched the meat and, you know, I'm trying to clean up. So you want to make sure you have yourself some dishwashing water with your favorite dish soap that you use for your kitchen, and you want to just clean your counter. You want to clean your kitchen counter, stuff like that. You know, you can always keep it clean and clean as you go. And make sure you have some soapy dishwasher. Make sure you have some soapy dishwater for your sink if you have like a double sink, you know. So yeah, make sure you have that. Alright, so now we're going to add our seasoning. I normally just take my kitchen scissors. I had the whole pack in there. Okay. Then you want to take your 2/3 cup of water and add it to your skillet. Okay. Set that aside and then stir. Stir for just like a minute or so, and then, you know, if you need to add more taco seasoning, you know, if you made up your homemade taco seasoning, I will do that in the next video too. Since I showed you how I made my homemade Pico de Gallo, that's one. And then also, sorry, this is too much noise. Also too as well, I'll show you how to make taco seasoning as well. So that way you don't have to go out and buy the packet, but you know you have it already in your home, your kitchen. Okay. So just let this go, let the water dissolve, okay, and then just let it go. That might not be enough taco seasoning. I might add a little bit more. Right back. If I can, oh, it's over here. Be right back. Right back. Okay, see, this is my homemade taco seasoning. I'm just trying to add just a tablespoon of this, a little bit more. Another tablespoon. So you can get that good flavor, you know, of your seasoning to your meat. Okay. Alright, so once you added your extra taco seasoning, you just let this go, and then you want to cook it on like low. Once you see the water dissolve, cook it a little and put your lid on there, so that way, you know, I'm not burning anything. But I think I'm going to add just a little bit more water, just a tiny bit more. Because I already added the 2/3. I want to add just a tiny bit more. A little bit more. There we go. Okay. But you never want your meat to like dry out or to get, you know, that burnt. You know. So just keep an eye out on it. And yeah, your meat will be dissolved in just a few minutes. Okay, so you want to make sure that your burner is on like low. Once you added your taco packet seasoning and your water, you want to make sure that it's on low and put a fitted lid onto your skillet. I can't find a fitted. I have a fitted lid to this, but it's somewhere way in the back underneath my cabinets here, so I have to, that's why I said I gotta reorganize this whole entire kitchen and yeah, get it more together. But yeah, we're continuing on with this. We're letting the water dissolve, and once that is dissolved, I push it in the back so I can start getting my flour tortillas ready and being cooked, and dinner will be ready and served. That's why I like making tacos. I like making spaghetti, anything that's easy for us, you know, because of our work schedule. So yeah, just about done. So let me get out the skillet for the shells. So you want to just use a medium-sized non-stick skillet if you want, or you can use a large, whichever you have available in your kitchen for your skillet for your tortillas. Not, I mean, for, you know, your shells, I'm sorry. Okay, so now since this is like this, I add just a little bit of the Chi-Chi's mild restaurant style salsa. This is the Chi-Chi's restaurant style mild salsa. I add just a tiny bit of it. Just to give it flavor to the meat. And it's really, really good. Don't knock it till you try it. So it's really good. It puts, I mean, how can I say it? It puts your tacos at another level. So since all this is done and dissolved, I'm going to just let that stay like that. So now I put it actually here. Okay, see, I don't have that much room on the stove here, so I have my skillet still on low heat, and that's fine. And I'm going to just take, I don't want olive oil, I need vegetable oil. Okay, so just take a little bit of vegetable oil to your pan. Let it heat up just a little bit. And this is vegetable oil. Okay. Because I know I'm going to need it some more anyway. So, and then you want to just swirl it around. And then put it back on the burner. That's just what I do sometimes. I try not to be too fancy with my cooking here, my cooking style. So I use this on top of our tacos when they're done. And yeah. And also for the Pico de Gallo, make sure you keep it in the fridge for about an hour to about 30 minutes. I say about a good hour or two, so that way it can be nice and cold for you. And then take it out within like I say 15-20 minutes, so it can get, you know, like room temperature, so that way it can stay the room temperature to your Pico de Gallo. So that way, you know, so that way when everything is done, when you're assembling your tacos and stuff, it won't be cold. Okay, so remember that. So how many tacos do you want? I'll be right back. I gotta ask the man how many tacos he wants. Okay, sorry about the interruption. I had to ask him how many tacos he wants. He said about 3 tacos. And I'll take about 3 tacos, and that is good enough for me, because now the time now is 4:45. I'm trying to have dinner ready by 5:15 or less. So yeah, let's get started on 1 second on these tacos. and I already washed dishes before I started the first video of the grocery haul, and I washed my dishes now. So you always want to make sure that you wash your dishes and have your kitchen clean before you make dinner, and make sure your hands are clean also as well. Alright, so now my skillet is good. I know it's good. 1 second. You want to take a flat flat spatula, excuse me, just like this. You want to cook your shell at least a minute or less, and then you want to just check within a few seconds as you have it in the skillet. Flip it over so you know it's nice and kind of crispy on the end edges. That's how I like. That's how Hamilton likes his tacos. That's how I like my tacos also as well. And the first shell is done. Okay, so that's one. I usually just lay it flat onto the plate. I don't put it onto any paper towel, which I should, but I just don't. I mean, every now and then I may go back and forth with it, you know. I may do it like that every now and then, but if I'm in a hurry, not in a rush, but in a hurry of making dinner, I do take my time making my dinners because I love how they look at the end. I love how they are, and I'd also take pictures too onto my phone. But I'm going to start an Instagram on my meals, you know, so you all can see how they look like. And if you definitely do want to give them a try, go right ahead. I think I'm gonna start an Instagram here pretty soon, maybe like next week or so or something like that. So I'm gonna ask Hamilton's help, and you know he can help me get that together as well. And also, when you make about your third shell, you want to just check your skillet too as well to see if you need more oil. You may have to, so let your third shell cook, and then it depends on, you know, how much oil you need. And you want to just eyeball it though, okay? You want to eyeball your usage of your oil if you use vegetable oil, canola oil. But when I make tacos, I use normally vegetable oil. But you can use any vegetable oil that you want. Up to you. So that one is here. Alright, I'm going to add a little bit more oil because I used that oil that I had for the first batch, and that looked about good. So like I said, you want to just eyeball it, and this was great value from Walmart, the vegetable oil in a 1 gallon. I normally make sure I get a like oil like that size, you know, because I don't have to constantly go to the grocery store and get more oil, you know what I mean. I like to use the real big gallons of oil. Canola oil and vegetable oil are my two favorite oils to cook with. Okay, this one is just got in there a second or two ago. You want to let the edges cook around your tortilla shell, and you know when to flip it when it gets like, you can see like the golden parts of it, you can see, and then that's when you flip your tortilla shell. And then also, if you like to use, you know, those taco bowls, you know, you can definitely do your tacos like that. That'll be good. And you just, you know, break them up, you know, and stuff, however you want. Only thing that I forgot to get was sour cream, but that's okay this time. So, you know, that's fine with me. I don't need to have sour cream all the time, because that's milk, that's dairy. So, you know. But if you're a sour cream lover like me, definitely make sure you get your sour cream for your tacos. Definitely don't forget that. Alright, so when your meat is like I said, is being done, make sure you have a fitted lid for your skillet. I do have one, but I have no idea where they're at right now at this time. So once I make these tacos again, I will definitely do that for you all. And okay, make sure we good. Because we're only going to have about 3 tacos per each. Okay. 3 for him, 3 for me, and that's it. That is done. One more. Alright, so once that is done, I just put the twine back on here in case you may want more tacos later on, or me to pack them up, you know, some tacos for, you know, for work for him. You know, I don't really eat much but then my 2 breaks that I normally get, I only have like a 10-minute break, and then my lunch is about 20 minutes, and it goes so quick. So yes, and then just want to make sure that you just fold them up in half like that. And then his is done. Ooh. So just got out the skillet here, extremely hot. Jesus. Okay. This one is done. I'm done with my shells. I also want to give it a second or two to let them cool off too as well, where you try to fold them up in your hand. And you can use you can use a Taco Bell kit if you want to, or like the it's called El Paso taco kit as well. Make sure your burner is turned off. And now bring this back to you. Oh, so much switching going on. Okay, so once that is done, you want to leave your spoon and your spatula out just in case if your family may want you to make some more tacos. So yeah, so I normally just use a spoon, and I normally do more meat than Taco Bell does, because these are homemade, you know what I mean? So you want to make sure you have enough meat and other stuff, you know, room for your tacos. So, and then also too, you know, we can always remake these for a second meal. But this is how I make my tacos, you all. And you finally seen how I make my tacos. You seen how I make my Pico de Gallo, homemade. It's so easy to make Pico de Gallo. It's super easy. It don't take that long, but it took me at least, I'd say about 15-20 minutes tops, because I had to chop up the stuff and, you know, get my cutting board out and use a knife for the beginning of it, and then use a paring knife for the rest of it. But make sure, you know, you can leave it, or make sure you just have a good sharp knife. So, want to just check your tacos, a little scoop in here. Okay, so tacos are done. Assemble them. Alright. Let me try to put this anyway. It does matter, but on this lid. Oh shoot, not that lid. Oh yeah. I'll get that up here. I'll get the lid on here. All that matters. It's a lid on there. So make sure you have a fitted lid for your skillet. If you have a big size jumbo skillet like that. But I do, like I told you, it's somewhere underneath these cabinets and the cabinets underneath the kitchen counter. Okay, so also you're gonna need some cheese and lettuce. Also, so it's going to be some other videos too. I'm going to show you as well what I do for my mozzarella cheese stick. So look out for that video. That's all I can say. I don't want to say no more. I don't want to ruin the surprise. But if you're having like a family gathering, you know, for the 4th of July, or just a family gathering, you know, for whatever occasion, yes, just try these tacos. So you put like a little bit of taco lettuce. I just say taco lettuce. Lettuce, shredded lettuce. Not too much, because you know, whoever may not like a lot of lettuce, but make sure you can have your shredded lettuce in a big serving bowl, you know, so that way your company or whoever can grab, you know, that amount. But just make sure you have a whole bar of taco assemblies like cheese, lettuce, tomato, black olives, the sour cream, your homemade Pico de Gallo. Trust me, your family will have you make that Pico de Gallo over and over and over again. Trust me, it's so amazing. This is my first time making it too here on my channel. So give it a thumbs up, approve it, make it, let me know in the description box below how you made it. And yeah, I would love to see that, or how you made it, you know. Definitely for sure do that. Okay, so I have the lettuce on there. You can have like tomatoes on here, black olives. You can even add green onions, so you can do all kinds of stuff with these. Okay, so now we start to get the cheese open. All right, cheese is open. I'll put it right there. Okay. You want to keep your counter, kitchen counter, clean as you go. So that way you're not having a whole mess of what you have to do later on after all the dishes. You don't have to have dishes. You can use, like, you know, paper plates, you know. Definitely do that. Nothing wrong with that. Wish I could do that. Sometimes I get tired of washing dishes every other day. But, you know, that's okay. So, did you want any salsa? And then, you know, with the jars, you know, the salsa and the taco sauce, you can definitely leave those in those jars by themselves, you know. I have to make more tacos for Hamilton before we go to work tonight. So. And also, there's sometimes there's recipes on the back of your cheeses. Check them out, make them, you know, keep them, write them down, or whichever you prefer to do. Okay, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I gotta put the cheese in the refrigerator. So, and again, I use, okay, so what I use for the meat, I put the Chi-Chi's restaurant style mild salsa into the meat. Now I'm going to pour it on top of our tacos. Do you want my homemade Pico de Gallo too? Okay. So I'm putting just a little bit of the salsa on here for Hamilton already on there. And making homemade tacos, oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. I love making homemade tacos. We haven't had homemade tacos in a while. So I was like, and he came up with the with the meal. So I was like, okay, come up with the meal. Let's go to the grocery store and buy it. I will cook it. He said, okay. I put very little salsa on mine. I don't like a lot of heat, a lot of spice. But I do love my Pico de Gallo. Okay, so this is done. So now, once you open up your salsa, you want to make sure that you put it into the refrigerator. I'll be right back, okay? Right back. Okay, now since your Pico de Gallo is good enough and prepared already. Like I said, make sure you have it already out already, so that way you don't have to take it out right away, you know, before you serve. I just normally have it, I just took it out the fridge, so that way because we're about to eat. So, and I'll show you my plates, and I will get Hamilton his plate. Okay, I'll be right back again. Okay, I just gave Hamilton his plates, and I gotta put the Pico de Gallo on mine. I try to put too much on mine because I do like spice, but not too much of spice. Alright. Alright, so that's done. Hold up. Okay, this is my tacos. Ah, it's all over the place. My Pico de Gallo. Alright. Alright. All over the place over here. I'm all over the place today. I went to a couple stores, you know, to grocery store and to the store, to Dollar Tree, and another store, but that's for my other channel over there. So let's say a prayer so we can eat and enjoy. Heavenly Father God, I thank you once again for another day allowing us to see you, Lord. You gave us, God. We just thank you, give you the honor, glory, and praise. God, we thank you for everything we have, Lord Father God. God, I ask you to continue to bless my subscribers and new subscribers. Thank you all so much for them. They are always in our thoughts, in our prayers. God, let each and every one of them, my subscribers, have a blessed and safe weekend. Have a safe and blessed 4th of July with their loved ones, their family members, their friends, close friends, and their family members also as well. In Jesus' name, you protect each and every person that is at any event in their backyard or outside, going to another event. Father God, bless them and protect them. In Jesus' name, amen. Right. You take the first bite, okay? Cheers. I love how I cook. I really do. I really have a passion for it. I love it. Please give these tacos a try. Make them at any time you want. In your occasion, they're very good, delicious. That homemade Pico de Gallo, you got to make that Pico de Gallo. It's so good. And again, this is my first time ever making Pico de Gallo from home from scratch. I love doing stuff like that. In the next video, I will show you how to make some taco seasoning. Okay? So enjoy the wonderful weekend that you have planned, or whichever, or for the July, or if you have any meal planning and you're going grocery shopping now for the 4th of July, because it's almost here. So like less than 6 days it'll be here. Please enjoy, be safe. God bless you all. I love you all so much. You are near and dear in my heart, as always. And make sure you are subscribed to Donnie's Kitchen and the community. And thank you and welcome to my channel, Donnie's Kitchen. God bless you, and definitely look out for another video. And also check out my other channel, The Beauty Room by me, John Floyd. Okay? Make sure you hit the notification bell, leave a comment, subscribe, and like to this video, and definitely to this recipe. See y'all in the next video. I